I'm telling you right now, you cut my head off before you cut these trees. Hello, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by. This time I'm coming at you for a short video showcasing one of the original Prophecy VHSs from, it's dated 1980. Oh yeah, the movie came out in 79, so the VHS probably came out in 1980. This is a movie that I hold in relatively high regard. I saw for the first time. I've done a review of it. I did a review of this last year, and I've got the Blu-ray, and I plan on, in the coming weeks or days or weeks or whatever, I'm going to review the Blu-ray. But this is a movie that I first saw when I was like, I don't know, whatever, mid to late 20s or whatever, and I've always really liked just because of the time, the era it was made, and the music and the outdoors element and stuff to it. As far as things about this movie that people would complain about, hokey monsters stuff, I mean, I like hokey movies, so, it's right up my alley. So I'm coming at you to showcase one of the original VHSs from 1980, which is now 40 years old, this VHS, one of the original VHSs of the Prophecy. Unfortunately, I think it's a little faded. It was probably been in the sun or whatever. But you've got the cover there with the artwork, which if you watch the supplemental, materials of the Blu-ray, the interviews and stuff, this is you'll realize that this is the design for the creature, which never luckily made it to the screen or whatever. The ridiculous design. Then you've got, of course, top, side, the other side, and oh my gosh, top, bottom, how can that happen? I'll show you guys how that can happen in a moment. I just love the early 80s and mid 80s of Paramount VHSs, and it's just so simple with just, 3 pictures on the top. Two very kind of similar shots of Talia Shire there, and a little synopsis. And as to why it's got a bottom, how do you get the tape out? Well, in these early VHSs from the early 80s, this is how, and probably they did this with beta too, I would imagine. I don't have any beta tapes because we never had a beta player. But this is the original, or one of the original Prophecy VHSs that features the original kind of flap way of doing a VHS, which I would imagine, as I said in my video showcasing the original My Bloody Valentine release, that they probably very quickly did away with this way of doing VHS cases because it was just more expensive to do this, and they opted to just forget about the door flap and just have it slide out the bottom, which makes a lot more sense. But Paramount didn't really, unlike Columbia with their VHS release of Graduation Day that I showcased in my last video, Paramount didn't really know what the hell to do with the inside of the door flap cover, so they obsessively just put their logo all over it. But you do have on this thing right here, their Paramount Home Video logo thingy there, and Prophecy on the VHS. So this is one of the original Prophecy VHS tapes, and I don't know which one I got first, but then I would end up coming across another one, and this cover doesn't look like it's as badly faded as the other one I showed you, but the case is in a little more bad shape. It's like taped to keep it shut, but as you can see, the cover is in better shape. Top, bottom, and back. So an interesting thing about this is these are not from the same run. As you can see, the inside of this one is white and the inside of this one is blue, so it's like from a different run of the same title. It'd be interesting to know which one was first. But the reason this is upside down is because the label had probably fallen off, and probably the video store had retaped it with tape, with tape to it, and they did it upside down or whatever. But yeah, it looks like the label, from humidity or whatever, or just old age, came off the spine here, and they didn't bother taping that back on. But yeah, as you can see, as I said, they vary. One of these has a blue interior with the white logo, and then one of them has a white interior with the blue logo. So they both have the VHS 1182 on the spine. The only thing I think that's different on the packaging between the two, and I'll just show this in a digital still photo so you can better see it, is that on this one there's copyright 1979 Paramount Pictures Corporation right there, and on this one there's nothing. So I think, on the outside of the tapes, that's the only difference on the outside, and of course in the inside it's the blue interior versus the white interior. But it's just so funny how, I would imagine this VHS is relatively rare, and for somehow I've got two of them. I don't know where I got the first one or when I got the first one. I know where I got one of them, but I don't know where I got the other one. So I guess it's kind of, whoa, kind of glary. Is that glary? No, not really. So there you are, showcasing two of my, it's kind of cool that, one of these is rare enough, and it turns out I have two of them, showcasing both of my VHSs, original VHSs from 1980, of Prophecy, the monster movie from 1979. As I already said, I've already reviewed the movie. I think it was almost an hour-long review of the movie I did last year. I've subsequently got the Blu-ray previously viewed for I got it for like 21 bucks or something, which was really cool. So I will revisit that, and well, the first time I watched it I was in kind of a bad mood, so I'm going to give the Blu-ray another watch, and within the coming days / weeks or whatever, I'll be sure to stop on by with a review of the Scream Factory Blu-ray release of The Prophecy. Thank you very much for watching this video, and as always, we'll catch you on the next one.